Good morning, good morning, good morning. Forgot this light. How's everybody doing this amazing Wednesday morning? Right? We're on Wednesday. Let me tell you, it's been a time. Good morning, Candace. Good morning, Janae. Good morning, Betty Rose. Good morning, Jasmine. I'm glad you're here for 30 minutes. I appreciate you. Good morning, Lois. Okay, so yesterday was a no-go. Good morning, Tiffany. Yesterday was a no-go. I was trying to do everything in the morning and realized that I ran out of time. And I was like, I'm just not gonna do coffee with Nikki. At first I was gonna do it late, and then I was just like, let me finish up what I gotta do. So that's what I did. So I had to run errands, go to the store, go to the bank, do all that. And I was just like, this is just going to be my day to get it together. So that's what I did. How is everybody doing? How was your Tuesday? And what are you have planned for today? What's going on for the day? Let me tell you about my weather. Good morning, Stasia. Good morning, Bridget. So, what's going on this side of the world? Hey, Sherelle. Go, girl. Good morning. So on this side of the world, we got some sunshine. So it's freezing, but it is cold. I mean, it is freezing, but it is sunny. It is ice cold. Last night I went outside. Well, not last night. Yesterday morning when I went to the store, I went to the store to go. I needed some goat's milk for my soap, and I needed some other stuff, right? Some vinegar for soap, to neutralize my lye. I had to do all of that, and so I went outside, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it is freezing out here. It was so cold yesterday. It was nothing like the weekend. The weekend we had sun. It was warm. You didn't need a jacket. It was beautiful this weekend. Actually, I think the weather was in the 70s this weekend. And so now all of a sudden we're back to freezing cold weather. So whatever. It's on target, on schedule, on track for it to be cold for this month. But oh my gosh, well, how can you go? It was so drastic, so drastic, so drastic. So, good morning, cousin. Mm, Betty Rose said a hurricane is coming. You guys be safe out there, Betty Rose. You be safe out there. How's everybody doing? Good morning, Nessa. Good morning. Come on in, y'all. Y'all are here in full force. Yes, come in, come in, come in. Come in, come in, come in. How many of you guys, I want to know, first of all, tell me how you doing. But I want to know, good morning, Julie. You were late this morning. I want to know how many of you guys are reading, have read, or, sorry, are reading the Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Are you guys reading that book? Good morning, Michelle. Yes, and always first Florida. Praying for Florida. Yes, yes, yes. I always ask you guys because I don't want to. Sometimes I feel like, and I'm going to be a little transparent with y'all. Sometimes I feel like, I think I'm giving you guys a lot of information that I think that you need, but I've said this before. Good morning, Tanisha. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I feel like maybe it may be a little bit of information overload. And so that kind of like makes you feel like you aren't where you're supposed to be in your particular journey and your business and your goals and things like that. And I think that when I give you a lot of information, thinking that, everybody is taking the information as they need it and not trying to do all the things at the same time, that it may be a bit much. Do you guys feel what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you feel like I at not at times, but just like it's a lot of things coming at you at one time, right? It's a lot of moving parts and everything is hitting you all at one time. Do you guys feel like that? Because what I'm thinking, I really said I was going to take a subject and I was going to continue it on with the week, but I'm thinking maybe we should have like a themed month, right? A themed month. And then just work on it for the entire month. So let's say for now, we were talking about habits, we were talking about procrastination, and I think this should be thorough throughout the month because this is something that you need to change. It's a mindset that has to change, right? And so this is what we're going to be talking about today, because in the 7 habits of highly effective people, um it's all up and through that book. It's encouraging you to create better habits and habits that are going to stick, right? And so it's more or less in what we decide to do and not what's done to us. And so I really wanted to touch on that this morning. Good morning, Nene. Good morning, Nene. We missed you, girl. Good morning, Connie. Good morning. Do you guys feel like it's emotional? If it's information overload, like everything comes at you at one time, put a one in the chat if you do, put a two if you don't, put a one when you do, if you do, and a two if you don't. And I also want you to keep in mind to take information where you are, right? Because if you don't have your website right now, then you don't need to be applying all of the stuff for Shopify, right? If you don't have your website together, good morning, Kendra. I met Kendra, y'all. Um, if you don't have your website together, you don't have to worry about your email marketing right now. I mean, you can be having ideas of how you would like to speak to them. You can have ideas on your language and things like that. But apply things where you are, because sometimes you don't need to apply certain things and it just feels like you just got too much information and you just don't know what to do with it, and you just cannot really break it down because it's just way too much. And when you have way too much information, believe me, I know I have a table of information downstairs. I have a table of information of me planning and plotting and doing what I want to do and bringing all these little pieces of paper together to make one just one calendar so I could follow through. So I know, you know what I mean? And it doesn't change because your experience. It actually is worse because now you have all the things and you looking at it from different perspectives, and so you giving a bunch, you're doing a bunch of different things. So I don't want that to be, I don't want that to happen for you. I want you guys to be extremely successful. I want you guys to have what you need. I want to keep providing you with content. I want to keep providing you with information. I want to keep on providing you with connections that are going to be helpful and beneficial to you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, because I don't want you to get stuck and be like, oh, I can't take this anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to start today with. But I'm going to actually go into the book, and I want to share something. Since we missed Tip Tuesday, I also want to share something that I found that I think would be helpful for a lot of you guys when you are scheduling out your content. This is something new. I just started filling mine out, but this is something new that I'm going to try. Once I get everything all organized, I'm going to input everything into this thing. So I want to share that with you guys. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. I think the information you are given is really helpful for someone like me, just starting out, not an overload, but to it's helpful to know for my journey. Thank you so much for saying that, Bridget, because sometimes, not sometimes, because I do feel like that, but I just want to make sure that I don't discourage anybody from doing what they want to do or what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? And everything in business is not easy, but I just don't want you to feel like it's too much. So, and let me tell y'all something. You're not the only people that feel like that, because I feel like it too. I feel like it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of moving pieces in all of the projects and things that I'm involved in. And sometimes I feel like, you know what I'm saying? So I know, I get it. I get it. I get it. Good morning, Trina. Good morning. Good morning. So with that being said, I want to share an app with you guys. I'm going to share my screen. Let me get it first. I'm going to share my screen so I can share. It's not even an app. I think it's a website, but you could use it as an app. I'm brand new at it, but I think it's something that, especially if you guys are having problems with creating your content and keeping track of what you want to do and all of that good stuff, this is going to be something so good. And I just started playing with it Sunday, I think. When did I come home? Sunday? I think I started playing with it on Sunday. And I love it so far. I'm not going to say it's something I'm going to keep forever, but so far I am loving it. And then you just use it as you see fit. But yes, yes, yes. It is a calendar where you can put all of, like, they have different things in it, right? And so I'm using the content calendar. In the content calendar, I can put the different color, I can color code my apps. So TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, all of that, I can color code those. Good morning, Linda. Thank you so much, Trina. I miss you too. I miss you too. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So you could color code your apps, and then you can put in what you want to put in there. Like, so if you wanted to put the link, so you could automatically just have the link in there and just drop the link, right? If you have the content created. But if you don't, you could just write the type of content that you're going to create. You could put the shot list in there. You could put your ideas. You could put your script in there. You could put um what else could you put in there? The script, the ideas, the shots, the takes you want to do. I'm gonna show you guys as soon as I get to it. I'm gonna show you guys. And again, remember, I am new to it, so I'm just doing it very minimally. So I'm gonna go to the content calendar. I know you guys can't see it yet, but I'm trying to see. Okay. All right. So you guys, you ready? Let me know if you can see my screen. I'm about to share my screen. Not yet though. Not yet. Oh my gosh, you know what I smell like right now? I smell like cocoa butter cashmere from SLC Supplies. Oh my God, my God. That smells so amazing. This is a sidebar. It smells so freaking amazing. I don't know where it's at on me. I don't know where it's at. It could be my arms. It could be my shirt. I don't know. But I just made my dragon eggs. Oh my God, they are massive. Oh my God. I got so many things I want to say. My dragon eggs are as big as my hand. They are massive. 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 My eggs are massive. Yes. Massive. 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 And I got 3 embeds in it. It's huge. And so I made my gold one, and I made that with the cocoa butter and cashmere. And my green one, I'm going to use the Avo Bath. And again, I'm using my scents from SLC Supplies. We have a code if you guys want to shop there. But it smells so good. I don't know if it's stuck in my nose. Like, it smells so good. That's one of my favorite scents. My favorites. It's one of my favorites. Let me see. Janae says, I love how hands-on you are with all of us and find things that will be beneficial to our business now and in the future. You don't have nobody doing as much as you do to see others to be successful too. Oh, thank you, Janae. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yes, I love it. Show us one. I want to see it. They're downstairs, but I will show you guys. I did a video. I have it on my phone, but I did a video, and just to show that it's coming, and and I put the Game of Thrones music behind it, and I had to create a reel so that I could use the music in Bubble Babes University, because I have the creator account on Bubble Babes University, and I have a business on my Bubble Babes, and it has the whack music. And so I wasn't able to do it there. So I did it on BBU first, and then I put it on. So some people may have gotten a sneak peek, because I had put it up like a post, but then I took it down just so I could save it. So that's what I did. Good morning, Yazzie Faye. Good morning. Yes, cashmere smells so good. Have to purchase some from SLC Supplies. Yes. Let me tell you, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I didn't think I was gonna love it like that. I just, everybody was raving about it, and I was like, but it smells good. It really does. Okay. So, oh, my screen. Sorry. I sidebarred so hard. It wasn't even funny. Yazzie face in me. That's Yaz. Yazzie made me do it. Yazzie made me do it. All right, so here we go, y'all. Yes, it does, cousin. You did. It's definitely a favorite and top seller. I made a sugar scrub. Here I go again. I made a shea sugar scrub, and my shea sugar scrubs are the truth. So if you didn't take my body butter class, you should, because the body butter class has the sugar scrub class in it, and you got like a twofer, and actually you got like a threefer, because threefer like reefer. Because you did the sugar scrub, you did the foot scrub, you did the shimmery body moves, you did the regular body moves. Like, you got a bunch of classes in that one class. So if you didn't take that body butter class and you want to take it, take it. I'm telling you, you got 4 classes in, and my classes may be coming down. I may be taking my classes down, except for the people who already have the classes, because I'm not happy with the platform. It's giving you guys a lot of trouble in your honor society, where you're not able to log in and see all of the content that's in there. And so I'm thinking about switching platforms, but that's coming in the future if that's going to happen. I'm trying to give these people a chance. Since I'm already set up there, I'd rather stay where I'm at instead of trying to migrate and move everybody over, right? So we'll see. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. And oh, cousin bought this. Okay, enough sidebars. Okay, so let me share my screen. I was sidebarring y'all like crazy. Good morning, Kay. Good morning. All right. Cousin bought this pretty, now that I'm waiting for my thing, I can say it. Cousin bought this pretty tumbler for Yazzie Faye. I want one of those because they're gorgeous, and it's gaudy just like I like it. Squatty just like I like it. All right, what's going on here? It has pearls on the side. It has like embellishments on the side. Come on. Oh, it's me. It was me, not the screen. I cannot blame my computer for that one. That was me. Or me. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you this if my computer responds, because y'all know how that goes. Y'all know how that goes. And we'll see. We'll see. Oh, she don't have it. Not yet, because I've been rushing to work, but definitely tomorrow. All right, so you guys should just see some roses in a laptop screen. I am waiting for my screen to show. Okay. There we go. All right. So in this app, this is called Notion.so. Notion.so. And this is where you can do your calendars. So you could do different kinds of calendars. For me, I was searching for a content calendar so that I could keep on track. But you could go and you can make whatever kind of whatever kind of calendar you want, right? And so what I did was, I have to move my date, but I'm going to show you guys something on if it shows. I don't know if I saved it. Okay. I didn't. It's not there. Okay, so if I wanted to do a video, so let's say I'm gonna call it if my computer let me be great, I'm gonna show you guys all about this amazing website. Okay, so I'm gonna put making room spray. Making room spray, I can assign it to a person. It's not going to be assigned to anybody because it's me. I could put if it's an idea. I could put if it's in progress, if it's published or in review. I could put a link here if I had a link. And I could also, come on, computer. All right, so you see right here, I changed these to the apps, the social media apps that I use. So if it's like Pinterest, podcast, YouTube Live, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So all of these things, I color coded them, and then you can change the colors if you want, and you can put them wherever you want them to be. Right here, you can change the name. If you don't use Pinterest and you want to put something else, you could put it here. And I knew you would, Jasmine, because you are a gadgets person. So I know that. Good morning, Crystal. I'm building my own inventory system in it. Oh, okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so then you could put whatever you want here, right? And I am going to leave it there because my computer won't let me be great. All right, so I'm going to make this Pinterest. And I spelled that wrong, but that's neither here nor there. And this is going to be, I could upload a video here, or I could choose a file. I'm not going to do anything, but you can. I really am pissed off with this computer. All right, so I'm going to say making room sprays is my notes. And I could say show in slow motion. And then I could add more comments. Right here, I'm going to say it's a video because it is. And in this part of it, why is my computer doing this? I can put all of this information. You guys see this? I could research. I could put my list here if I want to, search websites or whatever. The goals of my the video. Okay, so my goals is to have a tutorial, to labels, and to share recipe, right? Those are my goals. My shot list is going to be slow motion, pouring, hyperlapse, tutorial, and overhead shot, right? In my script, I could put, I could say what I want to say. I usually don't do scripts. I just go off the top of the dome. I freestyle it, but you don't have to do that. And this, you could put your footage here. Right. So, and if I'm going to do different ones for different, like my long version, this could be my YouTube, right? Or no, this is my Pinterest. But if it was my YouTube, let's switch this to YouTube. If it was my YouTube, it'd be long format. So I would have all of those different versions. But if I wanted to add on and make it the version for TikTok, which is short form, or if I wanted to make a idea pin on Pinterest, I could do that too. And I could put it in the same box. Boom, bam, there it is right there. And then all you got to do to make another one is just hit the add and fill it in and do the same thing all over, and you could do it throughout the calendar. And that is called Notion.so. All right, so I'm back. So I thought that was pretty cool. So you guys try that out and play around with it and see if you like it. I will put the link. Let me get it. It's let me see. Okay. I think I'm giving you my, okay, so Notion.so. That's it. Okay. Notion.so. Okay, so if you guys are having trouble with your content, you want to find, you want to put your content all in one place where you can see it and you know exactly what you want to do. Again, you could use that. You can say the shots you want to do. You could say the looks you wanted to have. You want it to be outdoors, indoors. You want it to be in front of the window. You want it to be near the bathroom. You wanted to do this. You wanted to do that. You could put all of that there. And then again, remember the way that you shoot your content. It could be long form, which is your YouTube. It could be your short form, which is TikTok. It could be your Word format. It could be, captions. All of that stuff you can put in there. You can include it. And again, you can put as many as you want. It'll just drag your calendar down. The different tabs that you put in there, but you could still put it in there and it'll still go. And you could add as many as you want, as far as I know. And yeah, so I think that is great for everybody in here to keep track of your content, so that you can plan out your content and so it can get done, period. So everybody, I want you guys to go and try that out. Let me know how you like it. Put your content in it, and that way you can keep track of your content. And then you could just pull it up and see, oh, okay, I got to do this. It's in front of here. Okay, okay, okay. That eliminates you doing so much busy work. You get the job done so you can go on and move on to the next thing. Yes, yes, and yes. So everybody, do you think you guys will enjoy it? Put a 1 in the chat if you think you're going to enjoy it. Put a 1, put a 1, put a 1, 1, 1, 1. Put a 1. And I know usually today is Wednesday. We're going to come back next week and probably do Wednesday. I want to make sure that you guys are getting into healthy habits. Healthy habits. Okay, everybody's putting the 1s in the chat. How many of you guys? I'm going to wait for this. And then I want to know how many of you guys are utilizing the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique. Remember, that is the block out of time, 25 minutes. I say I need 40 sometimes. So 25 minutes to 40 minutes with a little mini break in between. And then you start all over again. And that completes a Pomodoro. How many of you guys are using the Pomodoro method? Have a great day, Jasmine. I appreciate you for being here. And have a great day at work. How many of you guys, and put Pomodoro if you tried the method, if you're using it right now. Pomodoro, Pomodoro. Put it in the chat. 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 All right. So, you guys, the book for the month is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You can get it for free on YouTube. You can listen to it on Audible. You can order it. If you have it, just refresh yourself and read it. You could get the what do you call those things when you're in college and you get the cheat notes? You could get those. You could look at somebody's analysis of it if you want. You could look, you know what I'm saying? But I really want you guys to go ahead and listen, read, or do something and get the information in your head, because we're going to go over it here, but we're going to be talking about that, I think, for the rest of this month for sure, because I don't want to move through all of the habits, the 7 habits, and I want to make sure that we are doing them, but we're taking actionable steps, right? Because it doesn't make sense for me to keep talking, and nobody is applying it, right? So we want to make sure that we apply it. Let's see. I'm going to start that for real this time. Okay, Trina, I need to commit. I started the method last night. Pomodoro, yes. Have a great day, Jasmine. That's from Nini. I'm starting it today while I was at work. Okay. Quick notes. Yes, quick notes. Yes, get those. Get those. What is the name of the book? Is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Right? So in this book, there are 7 habits. Of course, because it's called The 7 Habits, right? So the 7 habits is to 1, take initiative. Two, envision the life you want. And it's usually meaning starting with the end in mind. You know what I'm saying? And in the book, he gives you a visual of at your funeral. Nobody really wants to think about it that way. I'm going to just say, think of it with the goal first, right? And then move backwards. I'm not going to say, what would you want people to say at your funeral? And are you that person? To me, it gives you a low vibrational vibe, and I don't want that. So, think about what you want at the end first, and think about it as big lofty goals, right? Your big long-term goals. Think about it that way. Again, I don't think anybody would be like, well, at my funeral I want people to say, who wants that? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel that way. Put a 2 if you're like, I know I don't want that. Put a 1 if you don't mind. Put a 2 if you know you don't want people thinking about, you don't want to think about it like that. Have an awesome day, Jazz. Okay. Can we have a high school, honor society weekend soon? I went straight to high school, to catch up, because there's so many people. Yes, 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 yes. What is my weekend like this weekend? If I'll do Sunday. I'm not even going to say Sunday, 7 p.m. Check in. Sunday, this Sunday at 7 p.m. We're going to do it. Right? I don't want to think, that's not where my brain goes. I don't want to be like, well, if I was in my casket, this is what I want people to say. I don't. Okay, so I just want you to think about your end goal and move backwards from there, right? So that's the second one. And then 3, prioritize important over urgent. Remember, we were talking about prioritizing your to-do list so that you can make sure that you get the major things done. And then the minor things, sometimes, a lot of the times, the minor things are busy work. They're actually not things that are going to move the scale forward. And so you want to make sure that you are prioritizing your work schedule, your workload. Got you, Latrice. Sorry, I'm listening. So I missed your comment. Okay. Sunday is good. Sunday is good. Sunday night, so I don't interfere with cousin's church schedule. Sunday, 7 p.m. everybody. Emails will be going out. Sunday, I got my 3 fingers up so I can remember I'm on 3. Emails are going out today. All right, so prioritize important over urgent. 4, seek mutual benefits, which means you don't have to choose one or the other. You can actually have both. People be like, well, I would rather have, I want this, but, and it's in lieu of something else. And it doesn't have to be in lieu of anything. You can have both. You can do both. You can inspire to have both. Right? You can say you want to be healthy and lose weight. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other, right? You could be successful and be happy. You don't have to choose one over the other, right? So, 4, seek mutual benefits. 5, listen and understand the other first instead of being so rah, 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 rah. So listen to understand and not listen to wait to speak. Actually, I'm in church. It's second Sunday, but y'all will still be on when I get out. Okay. Oh, wait, second Sunday. It's second Sunday. I think I have a class, but that's in the morning. Oh, shoot. Okay, I got a class. But that's in the morning. And I think I'm supposed to be on BCMC on the 11th. We'll see. Okay, so that's my schedule. But either way, Sunday 7 is good. Okay, so 6, collaborate to create possibilities, because there are people that are going to be able to help you to get things faster instead of you spinning your wheels trying to figure it out. I'm not saying that you should wait for somebody to do something for you or whatever, but collaborating with somebody does not take anything away from you. It actually helps and enhance the process. So collaborate to create possibilities. And the 7th one is self-renewal. Right? So you want to make sure that you're creating these, it's a new self that you're creating, and the new self is the self that is creating these new healthy habits that are that you will be able to, complete your goals and things that you want to do, because now you are a person of your word. You do what you say and all of that other stuff, right? So how many of you guys are excited to dig deep into this book and deep dive into this book because I am. I am. As much as I thought a lot of the things were going like one in one ear out the other, a lot of the stuff actually stuck and resonated, and I didn't even really pay attention to it until it's time to recall it. So I want you guys to make sure that you listen to the book. If you need to take notes, if you have Audible, you could bookmark parts. There's some things that are like, oh, okay, and then at one point I was listening to it in the car and I felt like, who is this? Oh, Joe. Um, sorry, strangers, random strangers walking down the street. We gotta pay attention. Um, I was like, oh, I missed that part. And so I kept rewinding it. And then I realized when I was writing out my notes today, or when I was speaking, I didn't miss the part. So I want you guys to listen, and I don't want you to feel like you have to just like stand still. Like let it live in your head a little bit. And remember, when you want to recall it, it's gonna come out your mouth. Believe me, I know. All right. So I have my notes, of course. Um, the first thing I want you to know is changing behaviors is very important. Why is changing your behavior very important? Because a lot of us are stuck. How many, let's go there. How many of us say, well, my mother was like this, that's why I'm like this? Well, I have a bad temper because of my zodiac sign. Oh, it's a full moon, so this is what I feel. I'm crabby because I've got my monthly. How many of us say things like that? Like we make up an excuse because of something that's going on with us. Put a one in the chat if that's you, or if it's just me. Because it could just be me. But how many else? How many of you guys feel the same way? Put a one in the chat if it's you. Put a two if it's not. It's okay if it's not. Put a two if it's not. And if you guys want, I can put the notes in the honor society if you want, because I already wrote them out, so it doesn't make sense for me to just hold on to them. I could put them in the honor society for you guys, so you can check them out when you need to. Right? So we got some ones and we got some twos, and or somebody pissed you off, right? And now you pissed off for the rest of the day. Somebody stepped on your foot, now you pissed off for the rest of the day. Somebody made you mad and now you mad at everybody else. Right? How many of you guys are doing the same, are doing that? And what that is doing is that it's taking your power away. It's saying that you have no choice as somebody else about how somebody else made you feel. Right? That means you have no power. So that means you gave your power to that other thing, that other person, that other situation that is now controlling the way you respond to people and things and just for the day. Right? So that is unrealistic. I mean, it's not unrealistic, it's untrue, right? It's untrue because you have control. You could say, well, Nikki, I didn't have any control about how that happened. I didn't have control over this, but you don't have control over certain situations, but you do have control of how you respond to those situations, right? And I'm pretty sure everybody's heard that before. You have control over how you respond. When they say protect your peace, nobody could take your peace, and they're, oh, you don't understand because da 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 da. Well, you are always in control of how you feel. You are always in control of how you respond to a situation. Always, 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 right? So I want you to keep in mind, and I know sometimes that anger feels good, right? If that's not where you want to be, do not let that other person take that control. Do not let that other situation take that control, even though you are justified and you feel like this is happening, and so I should feel this, and this, you know what I'm saying? Even though in the moment it feels like that's how you should be, you're still giving that situation control as opposed to yourself. We are dynamic humans, animals, species, where we can control how we respond. Right? There is nothing that is out of our control that we can't respond. I mean, we can't handle in the way we choose to, right? We can have control of our situation. We can have control of our feelings, right? All the time. Right. And that's not to say bad things don't happen. And that does not mean that tragic things don't happen. But I'm just saying that we are able to change the way we are feeling at any given moment in time. We are able to change our outlook at any given moment in time. Right. How many people in here agree with what I'm saying? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. Put a 2 in the chat if you have a different reason. Say, no, Nikki, that ain't true. Right? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know how you feel. But if someone is taught things as a child that was wrong behavior, they sometimes bring it into their adult life. And that is just what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about changing the behaviors, right? Because we like to give props to those things, right? We like to say, well, it's because of this, the way, that's why I'm this. I've been doing this for so long. That's why I'm this way. I've been doing this for this and then and then, and this is why I'm this way. Well, I was abused, and so this is why I'm this way, right? But as an adult, we're able to say what we're going to let have control. As an adult, I refuse to let somebody use, and this is just in real life, how you were raised, to affect your adult decisions. I refuse to say, oh, because this is what you went through and this is why you're this way, as an adult to be an answer. Maybe as a teen, maybe early adulthood, perhaps. But as a good, as you and you're good and in your adulthood, good and in your adulthood. If you are 30, 40, 50, and you still the same way and you still using that excuse, that is exactly what that is. That is an excuse. That's a crutch. You're making an excuse to add why you should behave poorly. You're using that as an excuse as to why you are not a good human, or why you don't treat people well, or why you don't listen to people, or why, as an adult, you have the option to choose to change it or to keep it. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning. I am having that problem with my husband, and I'm tired of the crap he won't change. And that's the thing, right? So people, and I know, because everybody is not what you want them to be, right? And so because they are going to be who they are, you got to change how you respond to those things, right? So I'm not going to allow you to ruin my day. I'm not going to allow you. Yes, it may, like I said, yes, it may feel good in the moment, and I may react, right? But I'm going to react, but I'm going to come back because I know where my energy is going. I know what it makes me feel like inside, and I know that's not where I want to be. So I kind of check myself and I bring myself back. But in a moment of that anger and that, when you're pissed off and you want to lash out, sometimes I do just lash out and then I got to check myself. But as a full adult, as a full grown adult, I refuse to allow people to use that as a crutch. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You have to take responsibility for your actions. And a lot of the times when we do that, that's taking the responsibility off of us, right? Because then it's saying, well, it's not my fault that I'm like that. No, it's exactly your fault because you're like that, because you are deciding that that's what you want to be. You are deciding that you don't want to change it. You are deciding that you don't want to do better, be better, or whatever. That's what you're deciding. You're saying that you have no control over your whole existence, which is absolutely false. You can change the things that you can change, and that you could always change you. Period. Right? That's always the thing. You can always change you. You could always change your outlook. You could always change your behaviors. You could always change your perspective. You can always change your habits. Nobody is stuck. Nobody here is a tree. Right? Everybody can get on their feet and pick up and leave. If you can't walk, you could do it in a wheelchair. If you can't, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can pick up and move, right? You are not a tree. You can move. So don't feel like, when you allow other people to take that power from you, and it's like, my mother did. Your mother got that power. You don't have your own power. So you got to stand in your power and know that you have the option to change. right? And so, since certain things may not change, you have to change the way you respond to them. And in turn, that will change the way they do it in the future. It may not be something that you see immediately, it may be something that happens a long ways away. But you can choose the way you respond. If they know that they don't get that rise out of you when they respond the way that they normally do, they're going to be like, yo, what's up? They may even try to antagonize you some more so that they can get that response from you. But if you don't allow them to control your emotion, then you have control of yourself. You mastered yourself, and you're saying, I'm not going to allow you to dictate what my emotions are going to be, right? And so, since we can do that, we can change the behavior. So, no matter what we've been through as people, no matter what we go through in life, no matter what is going on in our situation, we are always able to change the behavior on how we respond to those things. And that way, we can create the habit and do things better. Yes? Um, let's see. LOL, I'm leaving. Understandable. Goddesses with the husband. Mm-hmm. Um, Me too. I'm leaving him and taking my kids and moving to another state in May. Dang, you guys are serious. Like, I'm leaving, I'm taking the kids, and we out. So that is one thing. Changing your behavior is important. This is what I have in my notes. Changing behaviors is important. Just because you have done just because you have done a thing or was born into a thing, you are able to change that behavior. You are not stuck and you don't have to stay there. You choose to live there. If you want to replay that in your head over and over again and you enjoy that, then you go ahead. But that's not going to move you forward. And if you are about forward moving, then changing the story that has played in your head for so long and doing something that is going to move the needle forward is going to be in your best interest. Then this is the place for you. This is the place for you. All right. And a lot of the time is our perspective, right? So if you witness things as a child, your perspective is skewed, right? If you witness things as in a relationship, then if you had abuse in your relationship or, you know, whatever way, your perspective on men or women may be skewed, right? If you had a teacher and this teacher, you were excited about something, and I go back to this story back and forth a lot because it happened to my son. You were excited because you were so, you were artist or whatever, but any situation. And then that teacher says something that puts you down, your perspective on that particular issue or education is now going to be skewed, right? And so it's all about our perspective because of our experiences, right? But if you change your perspective, you could change the behavior, right? So I don't necessarily have to think this way all the time. Do I think men and women are bad all the time? Do I think that I'm going to be abused in every single relationship? I don't have to think that way, right? I could change the way I'm thinking, which in turn is going to change my behavior to how I'm approaching the next person or the next situation. Because if I go into the situation thinking that I'm going to be abused, and guess 9 out of 10 times I'm going to be abused because that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm looking for. That's the type of person I'm seeking because that's what I know. That's where the comfort zone is. And that is where I'm going to continue to keep on doing. Right. But if I'm not going to it like that and I'm looking for something different because I know I don't want that. So I want something different. So now I'm thinking about different qualities of somebody who is going to be respectful of me, somebody who's going to love me, somebody who's going to listen to me, I'm looking for a different type of person. I'm not going into that same destructive pattern anymore. I'm going into a new pattern. I'm going into a new zone. I got a new energy. I got a new mindset. And so my behavior is now changed, which means my perspective is now changed. I don't have to think this way. Yes, I've been through it. Yes, I've done that, but that's not where I got to be. And that's not where I want to be. I want to be here and I want to do this and I want to achieve that. And so now we can change that, right? So again, nobody is a tree. No matter what your situation is, you can always change your outlook. Do I think things are right? Do I think that, sexual abuse and all these things are right? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Am I saying it doesn't affect you? Absolutely not. But what I am saying is that you allow those people in those situations to control they control you so long that you don't know any better, right? So then everything you look for is you're going to be looking in that situation because it's familiar. But that's not where you have to be. That is not, especially as an adult. Especially as an adult. Are those things wrong? Absolutely. Absolutely. Should it mess with you? Absolutely. You may need counseling. You may need a therapist. Am I saying that you don't need these things? Absolutely not. I'm saying that you may need those things, but at a certain point, and I'm not saying that they, forget about them, but I'm just saying at a certain point, you have to move forward if you want a better life for yourself. You can't stay stuck there. You can't stay stuck in 20 years ago. You can't stay stuck in 40 years ago. You can't stay stuck there, right? Because how long do you want to beat yourself up about something that you may not have had control over as a child, right? Or in a situation, or because you seen your mother act like this is why I act like I seen my mother in an abusive relationship, so you know what, I got into an abusive relationship, and now my daughter's going to get into an abusive relationship. Like, that does not have to be the story. You can change it. The way you change it is by changing your perspective, by changing your outlook, right? So that is one thing. So I'm going to go back into my notes, but I want to check and see what you guys are saying. Um yes, I used to tell my husband he can be the devil's rag doll. Yep. He stopped doing things to aggravate me. That's right. That's right. When you don't give them no ammunition, they gonna argue with themselves? It's not fun arguing with yourself, you know? So yes, yes, yes. You better talk about it, okay? We tend to attract what is familiar to us. And just because it's familiar doesn't mean it's good. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. You change your perspective, you change your behavior. Your behaviors determine your outcome and it shapes your life, right? If you want to have a good life, then you're going to change things, right? That means that can't come with you. If you want to have a successful future, then that means you know, failure and all that other stuff can't come with you, right? Because it's not going to be a part of your new journey. If that means that you have, this didn't happen and I didn't do this and things fell through the cracks, now that was a lesson, right? And so that now you're going to your approach it different. And so now you say, this is not going to be a part of my successful future. It's nothing wrong about these things happening. It's nothing, you're not in any wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing that you should blame yourself for, but moving forward, you want a better life. And so since you want a better life, you want to do different things, right? So that can't come with you. That baggage has got to stay. You got to drop it off. You got to let it go. You got to let the baggage go. I'm not saying it's going to be forgotten. I'm just saying you got to let the baggage go. That's part of the story. A lot of people like that. A lot of people like that's part of the story. Like, they like to tell you how bad they're feeling. They like to tell you how bad things are going because it's their story, right? You get emotion. People want to care about you. They want to ask about you until it starts getting draining and then nobody wants to hear it anymore. Now you got to get drastic, right? But that's part of some people's story. If somebody tell me something and they start telling me bad things, I automatically, unless it's like one situation and it's isolated and it's not something that's all the time, then I will, I will listen. But I'm not going to be listening all the time if everything that you say is negative. I'm especially not going to speak to you all the time if everything that comes out your mouth is negative. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not going to be my thing. I'm just going to move on. I'm going to tune you out. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of people like that because it's part of their story, because it gives them attention. People are asking them questions and you know what I'm saying? And that's not the kind of attention that I want. So I want you guys to be mindful about the things that come out your mouth and the things that you say to people, because Nobody wants to hear that all the time. And the things that you attach to your story, they're going to come with you everywhere you go. I'm not attaching that to my story. I'm not attaching any, abuse or anything like that. I'm not attaching that to my story. That's not part of where I want to go. It happened, yes, and it may come out maybe here or there in the story, but it's not something that you're going to hear every day. It's not going to be part of, the story I tell every day. You know what I'm saying? So I want you guys to keep in mind of what story you're telling yourself and what you allow to come with you, right? So let me see. Right, I've moved on and so much happier. I just laugh and keep my attitude positive. That's right, Nene. That's right. I remember my daughter said it takes two people to argue, and I stopped engaging in it. Boy, was it the hardest thing in the world because he would say the most stupidest stuff. And you would sit there and you want to because it's just in you. I know. I'm a Scorpio. And see, there I go. I just did it, right? I'm a Scorpio. So that's why I do. That's why I respond. That's how I am. I just did it, right? And so it's just in me that I gotta, you know what I mean? But it takes a lot more to control it and say, I'm not going to let it happen. Right? It takes a whole lot more control. But just remember, I am the person that's in control. I'm driving this car. Right? You are the passenger. I'm not going to allow you to drive my car. Right? You, first of all, your feet ain't even on the gas or the brake. All you could do is mess with this steering wheel. Right? And I'm not going to let you steer me off the road. That's a good analogy. But I'm not going to let you steer me off the road. I'm in control. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Let me see. Pass the offering plate, you preaching. Okay, thank you, Kansas. Either ignore you or laugh at you. And I'm always laughing. I'm always laughing. I'm laughing even when I'm mad. I'm laughing even when I'm ready to fight. I'm always, always, always laughing. Always. I ain't Dr. Phil. You know that's right. Don't leave your baggage on me. Don't leave it. Take it with you. Take it with you. All right. So we already know you got to change your behavior so that you can change your outlook and you can change your perspective, right? But in order for those things to happen, you have to take action. Good morning, Tanya. In order for your perspective to change, in order for your outcome to change, you have to do actionable steps that are going to do it. So that if somebody triggers you by disrespecting you or calling you a certain name or doing something like that, then what is the actionable step that you're going to take so that you could correct it in your head, right? So let's say somebody is pissing me off. They said something. I am going to maybe, like Nene said, maybe smile and walk away. Or I may say, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. People hate when you do stuff like that. They hate it. That eats them up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, but okay. And then walk away. Don't let it don't let it bring you negativity. Don't let it create an emotion. Just be like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. Oh, sorry you feel that way. Hope you have a better day, or hope you feel better, or you know what I'm saying? And walk away. Don't let them engage you in that argument. Don't let them engage you in anything they got going on. And again, it's easier said than it is done. Again, I'm reactionary and reactionatory. I don't know what the word is, somebody, but I react. And when you do things like that, you notice you can see your control, right? Because you got a subtle piece that just came over you, like, girl, you just did that. I did. You got a subtle piece. You got a subtle piece. And it's a win on the inside. It doesn't look like you won on the outside, right? But it's a win on the inside. So for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Well, you know what I'm gonna do. I know what you're gonna do, cousin. I know what you're gonna do. It sure does. Silence is deadly. Shh. Believe it. Believe it. But I want you to make sure that whenever you change in a habit, that you take an actionable step. And that way, you know that when it happens, remember, it's the trigger, right? Your trigger, your action, your reward. So remember that. So for every reaction, you think about it. Let me take this action and I'm gonna treat myself, even if it's like I said, if it's a silent reward, if it feels good, a peace on the inside. My reward is my peace. I'm good with that, you know. So that's what I'd say about that. I smile and be like, you right, you right. How you get so smart and walk off. But how you get so smart is sarcasm. That is the sarcasm. So you kind of like hitting them back. Lord, it depends on if I got the time. I have been blessed with the make them wonder clap back and a prayer. Okay. Just burst out laughing and watch the reaction. It's hilarious. It's so hilarious. That's facts, Nene. That is facts. I also want to let you guys know, or I just want to touch on that when you are changing your behaviors, they're not short term. They're not going to be short term. So don't get mad at yourself if they don't set immediately, or if you don't take to it immediately. You can't be mad at yourself. These are behaviors that you have created for years, most of us for decades. And so it's going to take some time in order for you to create a pattern for it to change. So give yourself, be patient, give yourself some grace, and know that it's going to take a little bit of time in order for these habits to change. Right? So let me see. All right. So that's it. That's not it, but that's what I wanted to say about that. So you guys understand what I mean about that? I'm going to touch into, matter of fact, I am, because we're an hour in, but I'm going to talk about taking the initiative tomorrow, taking initiative to create new behaviors, right? Because you are empowered that way. When you take initiative, when you are the person in charge, you take back your power. You take back your power, right? If I'm initiating the change, guess who's in control? I am. Guess who's driving this car? I am. Guess who's, I got the power. Not you, not anybody else, not my circumstances. I do. So if I take the initiative to change, guess what? I'm in control. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap that up for today. But I want to know what you guys are thinking, how you feel about what we spoke about today. What are your thoughts about today? And while I wait for your thoughts, we're going to just go real fast and check in. Remember, you are in control of your reaction. You are in control on how you respond. You are in control on how you behave. You are in control of your habits. And just because you grew up a certain way, don't mean that that's who you are. That means that's who you are, but you always change and you always evolve. Are you the same person from when you were a little kid? Absolutely not. There's so many things that in your life that has changed. And I mean physically have changed, right? So, and experience and all of that. There's so much more that has changed from that little person, that, you know what I'm saying? You're so much, you don't look like that person anymore. You are not that person anymore. And if you want to continue to be that person, then you continue not to change. But if you want to change it because you want different responses and you want a different outcome, then it's up to you to change it. And it's up to you to take small action steps in order for these things to change. And once you feel that trigger happening, and I know I have a trigger, like if somebody snickers or say certain things, I gotta trigger. I know it, and then I gotta say something back. And I'm like, I gotta check myself. And I'm trying to work on pivoting. Most times I do it, but sometimes I just can't help myself. But pivot my energy so that I don't give that situation more energy than it needs. Right? So that is what I want to say. And also, I want you guys to give yourself some grace. I want you to give yourself some time, because it's not going to be something that happens overnight. It's going to take time to change. But in order for you to change your perspective and things like that, you are going to have to change the behaviors that go along with it, and so that your outcome can be different. So what are you guys thinking? I want to see what you think in the chat. I need to get in control of how I respond when buttons are pushed. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And again, and I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying, well, I'm not saying everybody has different situations. Everybody are in different places in their life. Everybody has different life experiences where everybody has different triggers. So I'm not saying that it's not something, but it's you just got to be mindful, and you just got to remember, just think about the steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? Think about the steering wheel and think about you in the car and think about how you would allow a passenger. Would you ever let a passenger drive while you're driving? Besides the fact, you trying to, you play with your kids, and sometimes you let your kids sit on your lap and you let them drive, or you may be looking down and you ask your partner something to drive on the road, but your foot is still on control. Your foot still controls if the car goes or stops. So you just want to make sure that when you get triggered, just remember you're driving that car. And if you allow somebody to take you off the road, that's your fault. That's your fault. Latrice said, Nikki, stop. Okay, I'm just joking. Mm-mm. I know how you're gonna respond, cousin. I know how you're gonna respond. So that's for you. I work on myself every day. Every day. It's hard when those are around you are not on the same page. And that's the thing. Because if everybody was on the same page, then it would be easy for you to do it. And then if it's easy for you to do it, then how quick would you change? How quick would you change? Or how would you even recognize it if everybody fell in line and did what you needed them to do? Would you be able to check it? Would you know if it was you? Would you be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's not going to be in alignment with what's going on when you're changing. Everybody. Matter of fact, it seems like when you are trying to be in alignment, everybody is getting on your nerves. It seems like everything, no matter what they say, how they chew, how they know, everything gets on your nerve when you know that you're trying to change. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You're trying to lose weight. Everything looks so good. Oh my God, why am I here? Oh, fried chicken. Oh, fried macaroni. Like, you think of the nastiest things. You would never even think about eating it. But since now you're trying to do better, and you present it with another option, you like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You would not know if you had willpower if that option didn't present itself. Right? So yes, yes, yes. Um, it's not about what happens, it's about how we respond to it. Exactly. Extend the grace even when it's undeserved. Definitely a mindset change. It's for sure a mindset change. Right, Yazzie Fame. I'm making changes happen every day. That's right. That's right, Lois. Good morning. Um, that's not all I said, and that was in reference to you. Oh, now I gotta go back. But you cannot get in my space, period. Let me go back and see what you said. You know what I'm gonna do. Is that it? When you said you know what I'm gonna do? I think so. I hear that. I hear that. If you, like I said, you would never know what you're built out. You will not even know what you're made out of if you don't have challenges. You will not be, if nothing challenges you, you will never know how strong you could be. People say you'll never know how strong you'll be until you have to be. I mean, yeah, that's true, but a lot of us are not just trying to be strong. A lot of us are surviving. A lot of us are operating out of survival mode. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are not just being strong because, oh yeah, I had to take care of my brothers and my sisters. A lot of us are struggling to just survive, just to have mental clarity, just be. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are struggling and surviving, right? So we're operating in different modes. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to say, if you allow that to continue to be your story, then that's what your outcome is always going to be. Your outcome is always going to be relative to that struggle, relative to that. Yeah, because of that, I am this and I am a different person. That's a difference. Not because of that, that's how I am, and I'm never going to change. That's the difference between those two. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that was a part of me, but this is not who I am. Or this is what that was a part of me, and that's why I am who I am, and that's why I'm going to stay who I am. As a difference. So you have that choice. You have that choice. And so with that being said, I am going to wrap it up. No, sis, you're doing a good job. What you say, cousin? What you say? Just have a peace of mind. Yes. And maybe it's just me, but this world is feeling very different right now. Like something is shifting. It's different and it's the same, and it's also newer technology. It's also different energies. There's a lot of different elements, and there's a lot of different frequencies. I'm gonna say definitely a bunch of different frequencies. It's in the music, it's in the TV, it's a lot. It's a lot. You can name, and I'm see now here you got me going into my little conspiracy theories and all my other stuff, Tanya. But to me, is a lot changing because, and this is going into music, this is going into, like I said, film and video and all that other stuff. It is going into that because the frequency of the music, the frequency of the TV shows that we're watching, the energies that I feel, it's certain things that I won't watch. I'm trying to be careful about how I say things. There's certain things that I won't watch because I feel like that energy is going to be in my house. I feel like that I am not volunteering, that I am participating in spells, that I'm participating in certain things. There's certain energies that I get from certain things, and I feel like, oh no. I feel like I am part of that energy, that part of that energy, that I'm allowing that energy to get stronger. It may not be a thing, but I'm pretty sure it is. But if you don't believe it, you don't believe it. But that's what I feel, right? The music is so dark and so depressing, and so it's so morbid. The music is so morbid. I've never seen anybody so happy to delight in the fact that they're so high that they can't even freaking walk. Like, who wants to be that doped up? You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what we're portraying, and this is what we're sending out. This is the messages that we're sending out. This is what our kids are listening to. This is the energy and the frequencies that they're listening to, or that they're watching. And it's totally different from the energies and the vibes and the things that we grew up on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm totally sure, I'm not totally sure, but like I'm pretty sure it's different from when my mom grew up and then when we grew up, right? I'm pretty sure. And in the previous generation before them, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. But, like I said, I've never seen, like, you're delighting in the fact that you want to be a zombie. You're delighting in the fact that you feel numb. You're delighting in the fact that you're telling somebody how to do drugs, how to kill somebody, how to do this, how to do that. You're delighting in the fact of that. Why? Because most of the times, and then this is going into a whole new thing, but most of the times you're not even living that lifestyle no more. You know what I'm saying? That goes into, say, even Jay-Z. You don't even live that lifestyle no more. And I don't care if you did live that life. You don't, what, he's 50? Like, you don't even need to delight in that no more. Like, you shouldn't even be talking about that kind of stuff no more, because you should be on a different level. You should be talking about different things because your vibe is different. Your circumstances have changed. It is not the same. And for you to keep on going on that and doing that for the younger people to come up thinking that that's what they got to do or whatever, it's something wrong with that. It's something wrong with that. And I'm not saying Jay-Z does it all the time, right? But it happens. It happens. Let me see. Don't go down that road. I'm telling you. Is that right? Because I'm on a detox, right? Yes, and I done went. It's definitely a thing, most definitely, right? I stopped watching everything back in 2009. Watching too much Maury, Jerry Springers, and cheaters have you staring at your partner from across the room, wondering what they up to. I'm telling you, and saying, I think I need to call. Yes, my spirit won't even allow me to look at commercials. My inner man is on a different level, and I'm grateful for it. Your enemy is on a different level. Yep, yep. So yeah, it's for sure. It's for sure the energy is for sure. Like, this is something that I put up, and I'm just gonna touch on this, and I'll probably delete this afterward. Not the video, but this part of it. I took a snap of Wall Street Trapper, and he was like, changing the narrative, and even EYL, Earn Your Leisure, they were saying that we don't have as much, like, financial literacy is not popping. You know what I'm saying? Being on drugs and doing all this mumble rap, all of that is popping, right? But what they're doing, and they're changing, they're having like tours of financial literacy. They made history in the UK, right? They're doing all this type of stuff, but it's not publicized for everybody to see. It's not celebrated. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not on all of these platforms. It's on their platform, and then, on the other, throughout their people that they, promoting through, and maybe here and there some platforms, but it's not celebrated everywhere. The gossip channels are not talking about it. The other places are not talking about it. There's a lot of multimedia places that are not talking about it. And so he's like, give at least give options. Ain't nobody saying get rid of those type of things, right? But give options so other people can see. You only kids that are in certain circumstances and certain situations can only see what they're shown, right? Especially if you feel like you can't live. A lot of people feel like they're never going to leave their neighborhoods. A lot of people never even traveled outside of their neighborhoods, and they don't know the world or whatever, right? Or whatever they see is based on what they see on TV. So they're going to aspire to be with what they see on TV because that's what they know, or what they see on the street because that's what they know, right? But we're not giving them the options to even think about, this could be for you. This could be what you could be. This could, you know what I'm saying? We're not even giving them the option. And that's what they were talking about. And then another thing is with the shows and stuff. I don't ever in my life want to see another slave movie ever in my freaking life. There's no reason to be watching all of these stupid slave movies. And people could say it's history, it's this, it's that. Yes, it is. Right? But why is it that part of history that we always go back to? There's so much more history that we can be talking about. Why are we talking about this history? And I'm about to go into to other stuff, but I'm not. But why is it only that part of history that we're showing? The part of history that is going to be emotional triggers, or so that people, black and brown people, can see themselves as always being oppressed. And you're like, oh no, it's just to show them that is empowering. No, it's not. No, it's not. There's time before life happened before slavery, right? Black people were popping before slavery. Show that. But why is it that the people that have been held down, that's the part of history that they want to show? And I'm not just talking about black people, right? But why is it that that's the part of history that they want to keep talking about? What about everything else? Everything else don't get that shine. Everything else is not popular. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to trigger you like that other stuff. I digress. So with that being said, I digress. But we can definitely talk about this on one of our Zooms. Definitely. Don't forget that we're gonna have a Zoom at 7 p.m. on Sunday. This Sunday. Don't forget. Anything positive that will help the community will not be televised. Exactly. Yes, I don't watch them. Have no interest in feeding myself trauma. Right. We love trauma bonding. I'm here for healing and no less. Absolutely. Yes, I refuse to watch them. I feel you because the voting yesterday is just baffling. Yep. So, I will not. It's not what I want. But with that being said, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, and for you guys who need credit help, I have somebody coming in. I'm going to schedule her. She sent me an email, said yesterday. So I'm going to schedule her, and you guys who need personal credit help, I got your back. I'm so over this country. Who you telling, girl? Who you telling? Yes, yes, and yes. So you guys, again, I will take these notes and I will put them in the chat, or I could do no, no, no. Yeah, I would take the notes and put them in the I'm sorry, not in the chat, in the honor society for you guys so that you can have them. And I will see you guys in the morning and I will pledge your stories because that is what I do. So with that being said, you guys, you have an amazing and productive day. Remember, incorporate the Pomodoro method. Also read the seven habits of highly effective people by Stephen Covey. You can get it for free on YouTube. You can get it on Audible and listen to it, or you can order it from Amazon, or you can get the what do you call those books that you get on the iPad? A Kindle. So you can do it on a Kindle. And don't forget also to look at Notion.so. I think that is Notion.so, so you can create your content calendar so you can keep track of everything and keep organized, right? So that way you have no excuse as to why you have not created content, as to why you had not stick to your calendar, as to why you had not stick to your to-do list or stuck rather. So everybody, oh, okay, Sherelle. I was like, who is Nikki Ego? Nikki Ego. It said, Nikki, can you go? I think. Nikki, can you go look at my site? So, okay. All right. So with that being said, thank you so much, Janae, Lois, Connie, Crystal. You guys have an amazing day, everybody. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I know I went off, and sometimes I do, but I hope you guys enjoyed and took some stuff from today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And don't forget, if you're not a part of the Honor Society yet, come on, sis. With that being said, we are out of here. See y'all later.